the encouragement you need in the songs you love.
Grow your faith each day with His Radio Mornings.
How do you get deals on things? How do you save money?
Well, I'll tell you how we save money on our washer and dryer.
Okay.
So there is this, I don't know, I don't remember what it's called, but it was this type of store that sold these appliances that people just returned because maybe it had a dent in it or they didn't like the color. But just because they returned it, they sold it for like half off, 75% off.
Oh, my goodness.
And so we got
That's like a Lowe's place or a Home Depot type place. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, kind of like that. But I saw this one person posted a picture that they were selling these decorative buckets with birds on it. And it was like for $1 on sale.
Oh, that's pretty good.
It was on sale because they misspelt the word bird. They spelt it BRID.
So bread houses.
Yeah.
Like, but if that doesn't bother you,
right,
then absolutely for $1. And honestly, you could repaint it if you wanted to, spray paint it or something.
Or be a fun conversation piece.
Well, it could be. Well, this is not a birdhouse, it's a bread house. Yeah, that's not bad at all. Now, I am not, I would not mind if my washer and dryer had a dent in it.
Yeah.
Or if it were a weird color. It's in the laundry room.
Yeah, as long as it works.
Yeah, kind of. And I can save half off every day of the week. But I will watch, especially this time of year, I've needed certain things from Bath and Body Works.
Yeah.
Because I have like a closet where my kids can come over. They don't do it as much anymore because they all have jobs and, all that. But I'll put it in the closet and it's shower gels and moisturizers and all of these things. And it was like a little store. So if they needed a present for somebody at school or a teacher, they would just go in and get those things.
How much was it for the Mama Liz store?
Oh, they could get it for free.
Oh, okay.
Yes, because they were kids.
Leah, this is what Leah does. She said, I use the app Free Stuff Finder to get all the deals for Christmas. And she said, I was on there this morning, got a rechargeable hand warmers for $5.99.
Yes, I am bringing mine up if I can find it. I do. I have the same one. And you can.
Same app?
Yes, and you can ask for, there it is, notifications. There you go. So like Doc Martens, Little Critters, multivitamins, I don't know what that is, luggage.
So it finds the deal for you type thing?
It just sort of like lists everything in the app, like all the different deals. And I mean, they come in like, 50 a day or more. But it'll have things like Red Cup Day at Starbucks. So it's not necessarily a deal as much, although they are giving away the cups. But it's a little bit of everything in the notifications that you get.
I search anything I'm buying online. I'll search for promo codes all over the place because usually you can find one that may knock $4 or $5 off, even if it's a little bit. It helps. But then anytime we're eating out, I use the apps to save some money, and then I do the little sneak you do with the cart, throw it in there, and kind of wait around and see if they'll send me an email with a percentage off to come back.
Yeah.
Come on back.
I know. And
so those are a few ways.
For Amazon, Camel, or Honey help you to actually find out what was the highest price that anybody pays, or if, whenever it goes in discount and when actually was in discount, and it's the best way to actually buy anything. God bless you.
Coupon Cabin and Retail Me Not, which is very helpful, but I also use Ebates. I believe it's called Rakuten now, but I like that. And then the main one I use now is Ibotta, which you can use in stores or online.
Okay, I don't know. Rakatuka? I don't know what that is.
I've heard of that one.
Okay.
I've never used it, though.
Karen said there is also pricegrabber.com that she uses.
I've never heard of that one. So Carolyn texted and she said, I want a list of all of these websites.
This is what living out your faith sounds like.
Welcome to His Radio Mornings.
Robot surgeons.
Like somebody controlling a robot arm?
No. Well, sort of like AI. They learn from the surgeons themselves, and then they carry out the surgery.
No, thank you.
I don't.
Not AI.
Right?
Ooh.
Like, I don't think I could. No.
Me either.
I don't want to be the guinea pig either.
Yeah, like who's going to volunteer to be the first?
I know. It says that they are going to have the same precision as doctors will. Okay, but at the same time, maybe the precision, but what about the decision making? Like if a doctor looks at the insides of someone, and they can reason, okay, this doesn't look like we thought it might look, so we need to go a different way. I've watched ER enough.
Yeah.
That, this happens supposedly all the time. But they have to make decisions in the moment, being more serious. They have to make decisions in the moment. And can these robot surgeons do this?
I don't know, because with anything with technology, I always think to what happens if it gets hacked.
True. There's so many variables. There's so many questions. Scott, yes or no, would you allow it to happen?
No, I'd be worried the batteries would die right in the middle of a surgery.
Right.
Can you imagine that?
We got an open mic from the My HISRadio app. Listen to this.
For robotic surgeries, I had one. It was a robotic hysterectomy. The doctor was behind. It was kind of like a video game, I guess you could say. It was very interesting, and I made it through. So look that up. Robotic hysterectomies. It'll be interesting.
So I don't mind, I think, if the doctor is there. And then if, like we were, kind of cutting up a little bit, that if the batteries go dead, well, the doctor can step in because he's right there. But they're saying the precision. So if you have a doctor manning the robot, then you have the doctor's expertise, but then you have the precision of the robot. Okay, I can get behind that.
Yeah, that seems way more safe to me than just the AI robot.
Yeah,
on its own.
I don't think I want a surgery where they just set it and forget it and go, go home.
Be back in 2 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
His Radio Mornings, weekdays on His Radio.
If there's an adoption story in your family, this is going to hit your heart. It's going to hit your heart in such a good, sweet way. There's a little girl, and she was adopted, I believe, from China, and she was adopted along with her baby sister.
Aww.
And so the little girl was 4 when she was adopted. Her baby sister, Lily, was a year old.
Okay.
And so she's talking to her mama about when they met.
And we was very excited to meet you and our daddy.
Oh.
And we love you guys. And we want to be here for you and Daddy.
Oh, and I was very excited to meet you too.
And Lily?
And Lily?
Well, you know what happened to my heart?
What happened to your heart?
Well, when the first time I told you, when I saw you, my heart fell in love with you.
Your heart fell in love with me?
She always remembers Daddy through the whole thing. And Daddy.
Good.
And she said, my heart fell in love with you.
That's precious. She was 4.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But
when they met, yeah.
But still to be able to express that, so sweet.
And she does. She's very articulate in the way. Now, she has the little baby voice, and it, a little hard to understand because I think she's now 5, and so they haven't been in the family that long, but my heart fell in love with you.
This is what living out your faith sounds like.
Welcome to His Radio Mornings.
The idea is you get to unwrap a new story to read every night. And so you can get 24 new books and wrap them up, and it's a surprise every night. Or I thought you could just get some books that you already have.
Sure.
And they could wrap them with you. And it's still a surprise because you'll forget in which order you wrap 24 books, because 24 different books to buy is a lot.
Yeah. And we're not talking about like necessarily 24 chapter books, but maybe like the golden books.
Yes, like little books for the kids.
For the kiddos.
For bedtime.
And I love this because, you start on December 1st, and maybe you make that a tradition. I think tradition is the crux of this. Like,
Yes.
oh, you remember when mom or dad used to, we would unwrap the books every single night. And it can also inspire a love of reading at such an early age.
Yes, that's what we're hoping to do because my husband really likes to read and I do too. So we're really hoping Ollie grows up liking to read. But how early can you start traditions like this? Because obviously Ollie, he's 4 months old. He's not going to remember this.
He's not going to remember it, but you can take pictures. You can even, your husband could video you reading and then vice versa. But I think you can start a tradition at any time.
Welcome to His Radio Mornings.
His Radio Mornings with Liz and Ninja. It's your boy Jake, and I definitely do this.
You definitely spend a little too much time on the potty.
Scrolling, yeah, because where else are you going to do it?
True this. But they're saying, and they is always relative, but they're saying that a little too much time can cause some issues, right?
Yeah,
She's getting tickled.
Get it together.
It can, cause some problems in that vicinity.
We're trying to be serious in talking about this because there's somebody that I know. This is not in my immediate family.
Right.
Honestly, 100% it's not. Okay, but it's somebody I know whose wife complains that her husband will spend about 45 minutes in there.
That's a bit
Well,
much.
that's long. That's a long time for business to be done.
Yeah, because they say 10 minutes. That's too long.
Yeah, because your legs start falling asleep.
You gotta take a few minutes to hold on to the wall to make sure feeling gets back in your toes.
Oh, I didn't know what you were saying. I thought you were bracing yourself. I didn't know what was
right.
happening over there, but yeah. So
Can't
Scott,
feel my legs.
I know.
What's going on?
But
Pins and needles.
Right as the feeling comes back. But I will say I did escape when my boys, because they were 17 months apart, and I would need mommy time, and I would escape in the restroom.
That's true.
And then you would see the little hand come under the door. Mom, when are you coming out? And you're like, just give me a minute. But I don't know that it was ever 45 minutes.
I don't know about 45 minutes, but 10 minutes seems very short.
10 minutes seems short?
That goes by like that.
Yeah.
10 minutes
I don't
in the
think
bathroom.
I could get it done that fast.
Yeah.
There are some times where wow.
His Radio Mornings, weekdays on His Radio.
Those dollar signs, like when you're looking for a restaurant and you see $1 sign, you're like, oh, okay. And then you see $4 signs, you're like, not so much.
Right.
Not so much. But maybe you don't know exactly what it means. You know that $4 signs means it's a little pricier, but what exactly does it mean?
Okay, so I have started planning the Christmas party for the office, and I've kind of realized might have started a little late because some places are
They're already booked.
They're already booked. But I was looking at these options with the dollar signs, and I was like, what does that really mean? And so I looked it up because I was curious. So if something has, and this is like on Google when you're Googling
On
a
the
restaurant.
Googs.
Yes,
Yeah.
on the Googs.
Okay.
If it's a $1 sign, that means it's $10 or under.
Okay, that's nice. Like that's a burger.
If it's $2 signs, it's $10 to $25.
Okay, so then you're talking about the burger, the drink, the whole thing.
Well, it's actually the price, the average price for somebody to eat, one person. So it's
Okay.
like the whole thing.
Okay, gotcha.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
$3 signs is $25 to $45. And then 4 is $50 and up.
So $50 a head per person.
Yes.
And up. Which, if you're getting it catered, honestly, if you have looked, it is expensive. But if you look around and you see $50 a head, like for a wedding or for a party, it's actually not as bad as some other. Listen.
Oh, goodness.
So
it was like 16 a head at my wedding.
Well, that's
but
what
we
I'm
got
saying,
barbecue.
though. Well, true, but I mean, if you're having like a sit-down dinner,
yeah.
because when I was planning my daughter's wedding before COVID and she ended up getting married in the backyard, yeah, that's kind of for a sit-down dinner. I was like, oh my goodness, you want to elope?
This is what living out your faith sounds like.
Welcome to His Radio Mornings.
I like what is happening at some schools.
Yeah, I saw it was a really cool thing. They're calling them share tables. And so what kids will do if it's got to be unopened food, instead of just throwing it away, they can bring it to the share table that other kids can either pick up to snack on, or if there's anything left over at the end of the day, they'll donate them.
They can take it home?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah. Or just have, well, I guess if you're allowed to have snacks in school. I guess you can't take them to the classroom.
Well, I mean, you might be able to, like in your book bag or that kind of thing. Because I know that kids now, like, you can have water bottles, in the classroom.
Oh, good.
I think maybe depending on the age. But, I've heard, and I don't know if somebody I know had this happen or this is just one of those stories that you hear, but like a little girl in elementary school would only eat half of her lunch, like half of her sandwich, and she would take a napkin and she would wrap up the rest of it. And they finally, noticing it, said, "What are you doing?" And she was taking it home for like a younger sibling.
Oh.
Right? And so this is I know, it brings you to tears when you think that a little baby has that kind of stress and worry that they're trying to feed their younger siblings. But, this is so good, especially if they can take it home to somebody else. But it's the milk and the juice and the
bananas,
fruit.
Yeah.
Right. So anything, like you say, it's not like they can take home a slice of meatloaf. But,
Right.
Maybe an Uncrustable if there's those that they serve. So
Yeah, because if they're just going to throw it away.
why not?
Right.
Try to repurpose it. Such a good idea.